Football is inherently dangerous, but guess what? Being a stuntman too is too. But I don't see nobody making any less movies in Hollywood. Hockey, soccer, all this stuff is dangerous. And according to the honor of the most respected Dick Gregory, shout out to Dick Gregory, man. Much love to the brother. He was always showing us what timing was. For Dick Gregory, I haven't never looked into it. I am going to since I'm saying it. Running itself is dangerous because anytime you have something suspended in liquid and you shake it up, you run the risk of damaging it. As I just explained to you, your brain is suspended via liquid in your head and you running it. That's why leopards and whatever, the cheetah, that's why you don't run for a long period of time, because it's dangerous to run. So, and as G Money said, you can run and fall and get a concussion just running down the street, boom, fall, hit the ground, concussion. So miss me with that nonsense about football being the number one contributor to Yeah, it's just what people want to say. And y'all know my feelings on how they want to trap you in abject poverty and put you in a situation where you won't be successful. Y'all know how I feel about that, so I only want to go into it. My man G Money says soccer gets the most concussions. He is 100% correct. Collision against any object can cause a concussion. Giving affirmation to the statement I just made. He put it out there first, I just didn't read it. But anything can cause a concussion, and we know if you hit your head against anything repeatedly, I don't give a damn what it is, unless it's a pillow and you hitting your head in it as you lay down, you can potentially get a concussion. So please, miss me with the nonsense. Now, next on the bill is Major League Baseball. I know the big story this week is Kyler Murray shopping his wares for Major League Baseball. What I do like about Kyler Murray is I'm liking him. I haven't even heard the brother speak. But what I'm liking about Kyler Murray is so you don't believe repeated head trauma in football doesn't lead to long. No, angry black man. It's like this is what I said at the top of the show. If you just walked up to a wall tomorrow and bumped your head on the wall and did that for the next 365 days, it goes without saying that you would have some form of brain damage. Football is an inherently dangerous sport, but I am a firm believer in our Americanized lifestyle is a contributor. I'll go into it now. Since Angry Black Man addressed the topic, broached the topic, let me go into my opinion. I believe that the processed foods, I believe that the inherent drug use, I believe that the constant use of alcohol, I believe that the constant eating of meat and lack of proper nourishment like vegetables and things of that nature that helps develop your brain is the leading cause of CTE. Because you're pumping these drugs into your body at all times. You're pumping drugs that they're pumping into these animals that we're eating all the time, into your body at all times. And you're not eating fresh fruits and vegetables like we used to 35, 40, 50 years ago, or even 25 years ago. I believe due to those contributing factors, those are some of the contributing factors to CTE, because your brain isn't developing because you're not getting the proper nourishment. And then you're putting, to compound it in proper nourishment, you're eating Burger King, you're eating McDonald's, and you're eating all this processed food. And your brain isn't properly being developed. And once that happens, and then you compound that with football, that's what leads to the inherent brain damaging or the over damaging of the brain. The reason I feel that way is this. I know somebody who knows Freeman McNeil, former running back of the Jets. He said, according to him, Leonard Marshall, former defensive end, potential Hall of Famer defensive end of the New York Football Giants, was walking down the street of New York, saw Freeman McNeil sitting in a staircase crying because he did not know how to get home. Leonard Marshall, according to this person, has admitted he also suffers from mild things of CTE. Now, the reason I picked those two dudes are at the beginning of the processed food era. But when you go back in the other direction, the Mel Blunts, the Joe Greens, the Jack Lamberts, the Jack Hams, and going back in that direction, why is it that those dudes who, whereas nutrition, diet, and there was less drugs and things like that in the food, and less danger in the things that you were eating, not saying it wasn't there, but it was less. Why aren't those dudes suffering? And then when you look at the people, you know, when you look at that, you go, bam, this has to be the problem, because you got dudes who are playing with damn plastic helmets, leather helmets, bullshit equipment, and their brains are not as damaged as these dudes who came up as we were making our bones in the sports world. So that's why I believe, yes, football is a dangerous sport, but no more dangerous than hockey. Look at all those hockey. Look at this dude, Stan Mikita, and all those dudes. Those dudes weren't even wearing helmets, but they don't have CTE. How is it that football is more dangerous? And I don't give a damn how big and bad you are. You are not big and bad enough to pick up the speed that you would pick up on ice and slam into somebody. That's all I'm saying. Okay, my man Angry Black Man said, I'm with you on the steroids and the meat and the processed food damaging our bodies and causing major health issues all America. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad wrote his book, How to Eat to Live. Bingo. Shout out to my man Angry Black Man, always bringing pain. People, if you want a good show to listen to, man, follow everybody who comment me. If they have a show, listen to that show. You will be either A, entertained, or B, enlightened, or both. I'm just letting you know, man. It's nothing but good things. Hey, I keep telling y'all, man. 0.5% of our population pays attention to each and every one of our shows. We will be wildly successful. 45, 50 million people. 1/2 or 1% of 45 to 50 million. See, look at it this way. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad was insanely successful as a person. I'm just using that because the Angry Black Man brought that up. He was hugely successful as a movement. He didn't have that many people rolling with him. Dr. King, as much as we laud over him, it was people telling him, man, you need to sit your ass down. Malcolm X was a disciple of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. You know who Drew Ali, Marcus Garvey, Booker T. Washington, Jesus. Hell, you don't need everybody to be successful. Just, hey, man, at some point, you know what, I am extending an invite to anybody who's listening who has a show to come on my show, introduce yourself, give dates and times of your show as you listen, or we can set it up on the sidebar so we can continue to grow our own brand on Hero Speaking. Hopefully one day, Angry Black Man and other brothers with shows, we can figure out how to make our own damn Speaking and lead their ass too. But anyway, back to what I was talking about. Major League Baseball, what I was saying, Scott Boras, he had to back down from my main man, Kyler Murray. Shout out to Kyler Murray for standing up for your rights, letting Scott Boras know you work for me, I don't work for you. Because at one point, Scott Boras, super agent Major League Baseball, was saying unequivocally, my man is going to baseball. And he was speaking like his last name was Murray, and he had gave birth to Kyler, and Kyler was 10, 15 years old. We both know, everybody who listens know that's not the fact. You work for him, and now he has stood down and said more than likely Kyler is going to. And Kyler is checking the oil on what's going on in sports and Major League Baseball. Me personally, there wouldn't even be a second thought, but maybe he just did to let Scott Boras know, look, bro, you work for me. Don't speak for me. I don't give a damn about your reputation and what you told somebody. Your ass work for me, so shut the hell up. Don't speak matter-of-factly about you're my client. I'm your client. I'm also your boss, your superior. You know. So without me, there is no you. Kiss my ass and keep it moving. So big up to him for that. But excuse me, hiccups all of a sudden. Me personally, Kyler, you're a damn fool if you ever step one foot on the NFL field, because the average Rudy Poop in baseball will make more than a star in football. Understand that. The average guy out there, the average guy in baseball makes more money than stars do. For example, this leads me to my next topic, or next point of emphasis. My man Andrew McCutchen, former league MVP, National League MVP, age 32, gets a 3-year, $50 million contract. Every dime of it is guaranteed. 3 years, $50 million. This is why you go play baseball. If you have the ability to play baseball, and obviously being a top 10 pick, I think he was a top 4 pick. Kyler Murray would be, in my opinion, you'd be a damn fool, especially since he came out and said he loves both games equally. When you love both games equally, then you should take the time. If you truly love both games equally, damn Major League Baseball, it ain't doing you any good. Just, hey, go play baseball, make that guap, and become a Hall of Famer. Be Dave Winfield. Dave Winfield. I will always remember Dave Winfield because he was one, again, he was one of my favorite players. He played the same position I started off playing, right field. And he's just a big old cool dude. He just seemed like a cool guy. Dave Winfield was drafted into the NBA, drafted by the ABA. He was also drafted in the NFL, and he obviously went to Major League Baseball, was fast track. I think he spent very little time in the minors. I don't even think he did a whole season in the minors. Went to the major leagues, and now he's a Hall of Famer, world champion, so forth and so on. So, hey, Kyler, look at Dave Winfield. Look at Tony Gwynn, another dude who was drafted. Look at Bob Gibson, MLB Hall of Famer. Guess what? He just happened to play for the Harlem Globetrotters as well. So, hey, Kyler, look, man. You don't need the ass whoopers, bro. You don't need the ass whoopers. And then here's the beauty in the Kyler. If you stick it up in baseball, be like Russell Wilson and go back and play football. How about that? Kyler would be smart to keep both doors open, drives up the demand for his services in the end of baseball. But the thing is, in a natural situation, you would be 100% right, angry black man. But they already gave him $5 million. So he's stuck with the if he go to baseball, he already got the check. But he is a damn fool if you get $5 million and you ain't played, wait till you play and do well. Hey, look, they trying to get this boy Bryce Harper, who is the great white hope, $400 million, and he ain't done for him. He ain't the kid out there, and I'll tell you that. He ain't that kid out there with the California Yankees. I'll tell you that. He is not that kid, but he talking about getting $400 million. So, man, holla at me, man. Holla at your boy. Baseball is a great sport as far as long as brothers are playing. We need to get back into that game. Gary G Money Joyner, shout out to G Money. He is 1,000% correct. But you know what, G Money? A lot of people have been making fun of the city of Atlanta for celebrating their soccer championship. Even more than baseball, I think bros need to get into soccer. I swear to God, man. Look at it this way. I always will use Reggie Bush as my tipping point. Reggie Bush was an often injured guy. He was insanely fast. In the NFL world, he was a little guy. People don't understand that Reggie Bush is a 6 foot tall, 210, 215 pound man. That's a big man walking down the street. And then if you ever seen him, the dude cut up. And I always refer to Messi. Messi it's been rumored, I don't have any proof, of course I don't have the medical records, but it has been rumored that Messi took growth hormones so he could grow to the whopping height of 5'7" tall, and he's the greatest soccer player in soccer at this point in the world. So just imagine Reggie Bush had Messi being pitted against Reggie Bush. Bro, he wouldn't stand a chance. Reggie Bush dribbling up down the court as fast as he is. That dude will have 50, 60, 70, 80 goals a game. Now, I know that's impossible, but I'm engaged in that hyperbole. But I think that's where we need to go. But baseball is definitely another way to go, man, because if you're gonna get paid, man, get paid the right way. And with that being said, see, here's another reason. Former All-Star, National League All-Star, former Toronto Blue Jay now, Troy Tulowitzki, he was allegedly supposed to be the next big thing in Major League Baseball. 4 or 5 years ago, they were saying he was going to be just like Jeter. And now, because he won't move from the shortstop position, the Toronto Blue Jays told him, you got your coat, get your hat, man. Get your ass up out of here. And guess what they did? They told him to beat it, kick rocks and flip-flops, take the gravel, and any other adjective that you can use to say get the hell up out of here. And they still gave him all $38 million of his dollars. That is another reason when I would tell the NFL to go to hell, because even in the NBA, when they tell you to kick rocks, they want you to kick rocks at a discount. Dwayne Wade had $24 million coming. They was, hey man, we'll give you 19. They told Troy Tulowitzki to beat it, and they gave him all of his money. Either he was really